Welcome to my channel Mintage Mysteries, where every coin has a hidden story. If you love discovering hidden treasures and uncovering coin secrets, you're in the right place. We're on a quest to solve the puzzles behind the world's most fascinating coins. From rare errors to legendary rarities, let's dive into the mysteries of numismatics. The 2000 Jefferson nickel belongs to one of the longest-running coin designs in United States history, a series that connects modern circulation coinage with mid-20th century American ideals. First introduced in 1938, the Jefferson nickel replaced the Buffalo nickel and marked a shift toward honoring historical figures rather than symbolic imagery. By the time the year 2000 arrived, the coin had already been in continuous production for more than 6 decades, making it a familiar yet historically rich piece of everyday currency. The decision to feature Thomas Jefferson on the 5-cent coin was rooted in his importance as a founding father, principal author of the Declaration of Independence, and the third President of the United States. His influence on American political philosophy, democracy, and individual liberty made him an ideal choice for a circulating coin intended to reflect national heritage. Felix Schlag, a German-American sculptor, won the design competition in the 1930s, and his work formed the foundation of the design that continued into the year 2000 with only minor refinements. On the obverse of the 2000 Jefferson nickel, Jefferson's left-facing portrait dominates the design. The image is formal and reserved, reflecting dignity rather than dramatic expression. The word liberty appears to the left, paired with the date 2000 on the right, maintaining balance across the field. Jefferson's hair is tied back in a queue, a detail consistent with 18th century fashion, reinforcing historical accuracy. Above and around the portrait, the inscription "In God We Trust" underscores the traditional national motto that had become standard on U.S. coinage well before the turn of the millennium. The reverse design of the 2000 Jefferson nickel features Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, and one of the most iconic private residences in American history. Monticello was chosen because it symbolized Jefferson's intellectual legacy, architectural talent, and vision of agrarian independence. The building is shown in a frontal view with its neoclassical dome clearly visible, emphasizing symmetry and order. Above the structure appears the word Monticello, while 5 cents and United States of America frame the lower portion, clearly identifying the coin's value and issuing nation. In terms of composition, the 2000 Jefferson nickel follows the standard metallic formula used since 1866 for U.S. 5-cent coins. It is made of a copper-nickel alloy consisting of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This composition gives the coin its familiar silver-gray appearance while ensuring durability for circulation. Despite the name nickel, the coin contains more copper than nickel, a balance that provides strength, resistance to wear, and consistent striking quality. The edge of the coin is smooth, distinguishing it from reeded denominations like the dime and quarter. Production of the 2000 Jefferson nickel took place at facilities operated by the United States Mint, with large quantities struck to meet everyday transactional needs. Coins were minted primarily in Philadelphia and Denver, with mint marks appearing on the reverse to the right of Monticello. At the time, the Jefferson nickel was still a workhorse of American commerce, widely used in vending machines, public transportation, and small cash transactions, especially before the widespread adoption of digital payment methods. The year 2000 itself adds contextual significance to the coin. As part of the first year of a new millennium, it represents a moment of transition between centuries. While the design did not change specifically for the millennium, the coin stands as a reminder of continuity in U.S. coinage, carrying a design rooted in the 1930s into the modern era. This continuity reflects how American coinage often values tradition, stability, and recognizable imagery over frequent redesigns. Although the 2000 Jefferson nickel does not differ dramatically in appearance from earlier or later issues, its importance lies in its place within a long historical narrative. It represents the final years of the classic Monticello reverse before significant design changes began in the early 2000s with the Westward Journey series. As such, the 2000 issue can be seen as part of the closing chapter of the original Jefferson nickel era, preserving a design that had become deeply ingrained in American daily life. Overall, the 2000 Jefferson nickel combines historical symbolism, practical composition, and classic design elements into a single coin that reflects both America's past and its transition into the 21st century. While often overlooked due to its common circulation, the coin embodies decades of artistic tradition and national identity, making it an important piece of U.S. numismatic history even in its most ordinary form. When discussing the rarity and high values of the 2000 Jefferson nickel, it is important to understand that rarity in modern coinage does not usually come from low mintage alone. The year 2000 saw the production of an enormous number of Jefferson nickels, struck primarily to meet everyday commercial demand. Millions of coins flowed directly into circulation, where they were exposed to heavy handling, friction, and environmental wear almost immediately. Because of this, truly exceptional examples from this year are far scarcer than the raw production numbers might suggest. The first layer of rarity lies in condition. Most 2000 Jefferson nickels entered circulation without any special handling, resulting in contact marks, dull surfaces, and weakened details. Coins that survived in pristine condition, untouched by circulation, are already uncommon. Among these, only a very small fraction meet the strictest standards of perfection. At the highest levels of preservation, even the tiniest flaw, such as a microscopic nick or a faint abrasion, can disqualify a coin from elite status. As grading standards become more demanding at the top of the scale, the population of flawless or near-flawless examples drops dramatically. Strike quality is another critical factor that separates ordinary coins from rare and valuable ones. The Jefferson nickel design is particularly challenging to strike fully, especially in areas such as Jefferson's hair and the architectural details of Monticello. Weak strikes were common during high-speed production, leading to flat or incomplete details. Coins from 2000 that display sharp, fully defined features across the entire design are exceptionally difficult to locate. Those with clearly defined steps on Monticello, struck with fresh dies under optimal pressure, are considered elite examples and are prized far beyond standard mint state coins. Mint errors represent a more dramatic form of rarity. During the mass production of coins at facilities operated by the United States Mint, mistakes occasionally occurred despite rigorous quality control. In the year 2000, a very small number of Jefferson nickels were produced with significant errors such as off-center strikes, multiple strikes, misaligned dies, clipped planchets, or die clashes. These errors are not repeatable by design, making many of them unique or extremely limited in number. The more visually striking and well-documented the error, the greater the demand among advanced collectors. Another source of rarity comes from die varieties and subtle production anomalies. Some 2000 Jefferson nickels show unusual die markers, doubled elements, or abnormal surface textures caused by die fatigue or improper preparation. These varieties often go unnoticed for years, discovered only after careful study by specialists. Once identified and confirmed, such varieties can rapidly gain attention within the numismatic community, driving prices sharply higher due to their scarcity and the excitement of discovery. Proof issues from the year 2000 add further depth to the rarity discussion. Although proof coins were struck specifically for collectors, only a limited number exhibit absolute perfection. Proof nickels with flawless mirrored fields, deep contrast between frosted devices and reflective backgrounds, and no post-strike imperfections are extremely rare. In some cases, unusual proof errors or experimental striking characteristics elevate certain examples far beyond standard proof values. Historical and psychological factors also play a role in high valuations. The year 2000 carries symbolic importance as the beginning of a new millennium, attracting collectors who focus on milestone dates in American history. This added demand increases competition for the finest known examples. When a coin combines a millennium date with extraordinary quality, rarity, or a dramatic error, its desirability increases exponentially. At the highest levels of the market, provenance becomes just as important as physical characteristics. A 2000 Jefferson nickel linked to a famous collection, a unique discovery story, or exceptional documentation gains a reputation that extends beyond the coin itself. Certification, expert verification, and public recognition transform such a piece into a numismatic landmark. In prestigious auctions, bidders are not only competing for metal and design, but for history, exclusivity, and status. As the story reaches its most astonishing conclusion, the true potential of the 2000 Jefferson nickel is revealed. Despite being a coin most people would overlook as spare change, one extraordinary example, distinguished by unparalleled condition, rare characteristics, and verified provenance, shocked the collecting world. When it appeared at a major auction, intense bidding drove the price to an unbelievable level. In a moment that redefined expectations for modern U.S. coinage, this single 2000 Jefferson nickel was reportedly sold for an incredible $5 million at auction, proving that even the most common-looking coins can achieve legendary status under extraordinary circumstances. If you enjoyed today's exploration, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin discoveries, and share this video with fellow collectors. And as always, keep searching for those hidden treasures in your change. You never know when you might stumble upon the next big mystery.